You know the moment. The show ends, you reach for the tablet, and it's like you flipped the switch from calm kid to a full-blown meltdown in about 2 seconds. You didn't do anything wrong. You just touched the thing they were looking at. If ending screen time in your house feels like defusing a bomb, I want you to know 2 things. First, this is incredibly common, so you're not somehow doing it worse than anyone else. And second, there's actually a reason it happens, and once you understand it, the fight gets a lot smaller. So here's the thing most of us get wrong about screen time. We treat it like a yes or no question. Is screen time bad? How many minutes is okay? But the more useful question isn't how much, it's what is replacing right now and how am I ending it? Most screen time meltdowns aren't really about the screen, they're about the transition. A child gets deeply absorbed in something bright, fast and rewarding, and then it's switched off with zero warning. Their brain doesn't get a chance to downshift, it just gets yanked. That's the part that causes the tears, far more often than the content itself. So let's separate 2 different questions. What does screen time actually do to a developing brain? And separately, how do we end it without a battle every single time? So, what's actually happening in the brain? Young children's brains build language, emotional regulation, and social skills through a back and forth. A parent's face, a sibling's laugh, someone responding in real time to what baby just did. Now, researchers call this serve and return. A screen doesn't serve and return. Even really well-designed educational content is still at best one-directional. That's really the core concern with a lot of screen time in the early years. It's not so much that screens are dangerous, it's the time on a screen is the time not spent in the interactions that build the brain fastest. Pediatric guidance generally recommends avoiding screens other than, for example, video calls with family, before 18 months to 2 years and keeping high-quality content to around an hour a day for ages from 2 to 5. It's not because the show itself is harmful, but because those are the years where face-to-face interaction is doing the most construction work. There's also something worth knowing that a lot of parents haven't heard. Even background TV, the kind playing in another room while your child plays with blocks, measurably reduces how much parents talk to their kids. Researchers have found that adults simply speak fewer words, use fewer new words, and ask fewer questions when a TV is on in the room, even if no one is actively watching it. The screen doesn't have to be the main event to quietly take up space. So now, the blue light and melatonin question. You've probably heard no screens before bed, it messes with melatonin. And here's why. Blue light absolutely can suppress melatonin, and there's decent evidence that children may be more sensitive to this than adults. It's because their eyes let in more light. Now, some studies show real delays in melatonin release and shifted sleep timing with evening screen exposure. Some research has found evening light exposure can suppress melatonin roughly twice as much in children as in adults, though newer studies suggest content and timing may matter just as much as the light itself. A recent study specifically looking at young children using tablets in the evening did not find the melatonin drop researchers expected, so it's likely that it's not blue light alone doing the damage. The stimulation of the content, the excitement of the show, and later bedtime because of just one more episode may matter just as much or even more than the light itself. The practical takeaway stays same either way. Calm, screen-free and wind-down time before bed helps sleep. We just don't need to treat it like blue light is the only villain in the story. Okay, so here's where this gets useful. Instead of thinking, how do I get the tablet or TV away from my kid, try thinking, how do I help my kid's brain see the ending coming? First, use a visual timer. A simple scent timer or visual countdown clock lets a child see time passing instead of just hearing 5 more minutes, a phase that means almost nothing to a 3-year-old sense of time. When the sand runs out, it's not you being mean, it's just what the timer said. Number 2, give a 2-step warning, not a 1-step surprise. Something like, when this song ends, we're doing another and then the tablet goes to sleep too. That gives their brain a runway. Number 3, build in a bridge activity. Have something ready for right after. A snack, stepping outside, specific toy. This gives their brain somewhere to land instead of a hard stop into nothing. Number 4, let the device go to sleep too. Genuinely framing it as TV needs a nap as well works surprisingly well for younger kids. It turns you from the villain taking something away into just a rule follower. And the last one, number 5, protect last hour before the bed. No matter the mechanism, calm screen wind down time consistently supports easier bedtimes. Dim the lights, read together, keep it low-key. If you'd like a simple, free family health guide talking about small changes that make a real difference, links below whenever you want it. Screen time doesn't have to be the enemy, and it doesn't have to be a daily standoff either. Most of what makes it hard isn't the content on the screen, it's the ending. Give that ending a little structure and you'll likely find the whole thing gets calmer for both of you. You're not failing every time a screen is involved. You're raising a whole real kid in a world full of them. And that takes intention, not perfection. If this was helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe. More simple, science-based videos on raising healthy kids are coming soon.